the music is still there. Hold on. Good morning. Hallelujah, you have... Okay, good morning. Hey, Beth. Good morning. Good morning. Here's my yoga mat. Coach Tam just responded to me. Coach Tam is recovering from some surgery. And so I sent her that funny video that I sent a couple of you. Because laughter's medicine for the soul, she just responded. I said, I'm going to have to clean toilets in heaven for that one. Hey, everybody. Good morning. It's Tasty Tuesday. Tasty Tuesday. So glad you're all joining me today. Hi, Terry. Hello, everybody. Where are y'all coming from? Hey, if you're on here, say hello. If you're watching the replay, just hashtag replay. But I had somebody reach out to me this morning. I met her at our retreat last weekend. Oh my gosh, that seems like forever ago. Wow. I met her at a retreat last weekend. And she sent me a message. She goes, because here's the deal, is like when you see there's this whole other world, right? This whole other world of positive thinking and learning how to speak positivity over your life and just, but you still work in like a secular world, you know, the ones when you're having marriage problems and you go and you work like, you know, around a bunch of, and they're like, oh, leave them. Like those people, right? Well, she is still working in the secular world. Good morning. And she said, how do you deal with difficult people? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go live and share it with everybody because I have 5 things, biblical things, of how Jesus would have done it and how Paul said to deal with that in Romans. And the first thing, and I talked about this a lot at the retreat, is get understanding. One of the things I teach to my clients is learning how to listen in somebody else's personality, getting understanding from where they're coming from, because it's your pride and ego that says that somebody needs to think and act and speak in a certain way. That's your pride and ego, right? But when you're able to deal with people in humility and able to step in their world, identify who they are, what their personality is, and then able to speak to them in their personality, that creates a bridge, right? Because lots of times, if, you know, we're listening in our own personality, right? And we're speaking in our own personality. So when we learn how to speak in others, it builds bridges in relationships, right? So the first thing is get understanding. And Paul says it here, and we're talking about love in action. Romans 12, starting in verse 9. Love must be sincere, hate what is evil, cling to what is good, be devoted to one another in love, honor one another above yourselves. That's humility part. That's like learning how to identify who other people are and speak to them in their personality, right? Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, okay? Patient in affliction. So don't run away. Don't escape it, right? Because the growth happens in the affliction, right? Don't escape it. Faithful in prayer, share with the Lord's people who are in need, and practice hospitality. But here's the point I want to say. It says, if it is possible, as far as it depends on you, leave at peace with everyone. So when you're the believer and you know better, you're the one responsible to make it a peaceful conversation. So it depends on you. The second way is get wisdom, right? And so to get wisdom, you call God's phone number. Jeremiah 33:3 says, call unto me those things you do not know, and I will reveal them to you. Kind of like that. That's the gist of what that says, right? Call to me. And also, it's good to have those people in your phone that you can call. Like I have mine, my spiritual mom. I'll reach out to my Coach Tam, Coach Jillian, Coach Zach. I'm surrounded by amazing coaches, okay? But I seek God first. I seek the kingdom first and his righteousness, and I wait to listen. Because people are always like, instead of trying to pray first, they're like, I don't reach out to my peeps first. I pray first. And then I get clarity, okay? So get wisdom. Always get wisdom. Third way is walk away. Or my favorite thing to do to these type of people is pattern interrupt them, right? You got to throw them off their tracks because they're so, like, it's their full-time job to be negative, right? To say, oh, nothing good ever happens to me. Or to point out, the one that says, oh, you got 20 items and you're in the 15 item. Like that person, you can either walk away or you pattern interrupt them. And here's the easiest way. Here's how you pattern interrupt them. I don't know about that, but do you know anybody who want to buy a snapping turtle? And their face is going to be like, you've completely thrown them off, right? You've completely thrown them off their game. And they'll say, well, why would I need a snapping turtle? And I'll say, well, I don't know. It's what I'm saying. It's gotten too big for my house. But anyways, and then they've totally forgotten you've thrown them off, right? You got to pattern interrupt people. That's something I learned as a coach. You got to throw people off their pattern because they live their life that way, right? And also walking away part, it talks about in Luke chapter 4, where it says, passing through the midst of them, he went his way. He just walked right on by and right on through, right? Fourth way is don't react on how you feel. Do not live based on your emotions. That's not you. You're not the person who lives based on how you feel, right? Oh, my marriage isn't going well. I'm feeling like I want to get divorced, so I'm just going to walk away because that's how I feel. And it's important to how I feel. But see, our feelings are just indicators, but not dictators, right? So you're not the people who live based on how you feel, right? That's too small-minded, and that's not you guys on here. You do not live that way. You lived based on wisdom, right? Get understanding, get wisdom, pattern interrupt. 4, don't react to how you feel. You're not that person, okay? The fifth way is put self aside, right? Dale Carnegie talked about an epitaph on somebody's gravestone. It says, here lies Peter, who died making his way right, dead right, who died maintaining his right of way. He was right, dead right, as he said all along, but he's just as dead now as if he'd been wrong, right? So if you can be right, like, here's the truth about something, because those people who know it all, right? The know-it-alls who don't have the capacity to learn anymore because they're talking too much. It's like, I don't need to hear what you're saying, right? Because you can be right, but lose that argument. Okay, that's just the truth. But here's the deal. Like I said earlier in this video, it's pride and selfishness. Like if we were to lay aside our pride, which says, well, they need to speak in this way and they need to think this way and they need to act that way. That's pride and selfishness, right? But if pride and selfishness were laid aside, 5 minutes, it would remove all difficulties, right? And just humility, right? Being humble. Like, you know what? You cannot engage in a conversation with somebody who knows it all, who's not coachable and teachable. This is why I do strategy sessions when I bring people into my program, because if you ain't going to listen to what I'm going to say, you don't need to be out in the world. Well, it didn't work for me. At Rachel, didn't work for me. Whatever. No, you didn't work. My program works. All of my programs work. All of them. It's the ones that know it all, right? Or the ones that want the free stuff, right? The free stuff, the people who want the free stuff, they're the ones that will hurl insults at you in a second. In a second, right? It's the ones, like, so I invest tons of money in my personal development, right? And I'm so thankful. So thankful. But anyways, there's your 5 ways. Thank you, Brianna, for taking notes. 5 ways of how to deal with difficult people in the manner that my homie Jesus would. If you didn't know, now you know. Have the best day ever. Peace out.